Hi everybody! We're going on a little later today. I'll give a few minutes for people to go on. And we're still continuing our Ides of March series, which I thought would be fun. And today we're going to talk a little bit about smoky eye. So I get asked that a lot, how do you do a smoky eye? So I've been out today, I've got a little bit of makeup on, okay, so a little bit of eye on. We'll give a few more minutes, see if anybody's getting on. Alright, so a lot of times a smoky eye you do when you're going out or you want to be a little more dramatic, dressy. That's usually when people want to do a smoky eye. Hey Nicole! So for smoky eyes, when you're going out, you're going to be a little bit dressier, and a lot of people are like, how do I do a smoky eye? And there's more than one way to do a smoky eye, but I'm going to do what to me is the simplest. So I've already got a little bit of makeup on, like I said, it's usually when you go out that you kind of do a little bit of a smokier eye. So we're going to add to what I have on now. You do not have to always do blacks and grays. You can do browns. I love to do a plum or blue navy smoky eye. Okay, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll think about the person's eye color as to what I'm going to use. So I do have concealer on both eyes, a little bit of makeup on both eyes, and we're going to start. So you can go light to dark or you can go dark to light. I like to go dark to light because then I can sort of blend it as I'm going. Alright. So just to kind of give you some ideas. Alright, this is a good starting color. It's a black. You could certainly do a gray. You could do those together. If you're doing browns, you could start with a dark color like this. You could also do that in, but you'd want a little bit darker color if you're doing a smoky eye. Hey Peggy! So we're going to do a smoky eye. And you know what? You could do a green smoky eye. So there's no right or wrong as far as the colors. You usually just go darker to lighter. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to do one eye that we're going to smoke. Now I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to start with this little guy right here. You can see it's a really thin, brow type brush. Now, you could use like a liquid eyeliner, you could use a pencil, and you could start there as your darkest color. Today, I'm going to play with just using all shadows. I'm going into that black real quick, and I went into it dry. But for smoky eyes are more dramatic, I'm going to use some of our 10 Years Younger spray. Now you could also use water. You could also use a product we call Liquiset, which makes things waterproof. So now that I've wet the brush, I'm going to go back into the black so that you can see it definitely is a little bit darker. And I'm hoping you guys can see that. So when you wet a powdered shadow, it does go a little darker. Okay. Aww. Thank you, Peggy. Alright, so what you want to do with the darker color, and I'm doing my harder eye for you guys, is you take it, and this is why I decided to go with this really thin angled brush. Okay. Alright. So you can see I'm going real close to the lash line. Now another thing you see a lot of people do with a smoky eye is the little wing tip. So we'll go ahead and we'll add a little bit of a wing to it. Okay, just a little. And for my eye shape, I gotta make that a little lower. Okay, and I'm gonna go a little thicker. Alright. Okay. So there we went wet. Now, the other advice I give people for doing a smoky eye is don't take your darker color underneath. Okay? Go with your next. So now I'm going to use this guy. You guys can see that. It's more flat. Okay, and it's got a narrow edge. Hey, Steven. So we're talking about smoky eyes. So I went in with the flat black, okay, and I lined this eye over what I already had. Now, decisions on colors. Black can go with any color because black and white are your intensities. Because you can take any color, you add black to it, it'll deepen it. You take any color, you can add white to it, and it's going to lighten it up a little bit. Okay? So, I think I'm going to go, trying to decide here. Because like I said, you don't have to stick with blacks and grays. So see, these two grays would be great together. I'm debating about going with some browns, but you know, I am going to take a little bit of this gray right here. Okay. And that one is actually called High something. The name's cut off there for me. So now I'm going to go in flat like this, right over and just a little above what I just did. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could, this is the, what I wore today, you could take a little bit more concealer to make it even pop more. Or, we could wet it. Y'all want to wet it? Alright, maybe. It's intense there. Okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to wet it. But you could. Now, I am debating. So now I'm going to add some of the browns. And I'm debating between these two. When you do brown, I think about the person's eye color. Someone like me whose eyes are the green to golden, or somebody has a little blue, I like to go with a warmer brown, what I call a chocolate brown color. Because you think about milk chocolate's going to be warmer, your dark chocolate's going to be more ashy tone, not a lot of warmth in it. So that's another thing you can think about as you're doing these. Black and gray are not warm or cool. They're more your neutral, if that's a good way to say that. So it's okay to add a little bit of warmth or cool over this. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to layer it just a little. So now I'm going in with that brown, okay, and Tiki Bar is the name of that color. And I'm going to add a little more of that. Okay, and Tiki Bar. Okay, so a little more intense. And you know what? I want more depth. I want a little more depth, so I'm going to wet it. Because you want that variegation of color. So now I've wet the brush, and with the same color, I'm going in just so that it has a little more depth to it. Oh yeah, there we go. That warmed up enough. So now you can start seeing the difference here from one eye to the other. Okay, I have eyes that have pretty equal distance from the lid to the crease and the crease to the brow. You might want to do this a little different if someone has what's called a vanishing lid, okay, a hooded lid, and we'll talk about some of those if you guys want to too. So now I use that more chocolatey brown. Now I'm definitely going warmer, okay, and that's out of the Lottie palette from Lilac called Mills. And again, I'm going to kind of go, now I'm coming in a little bit. I'm not going quite all the way out because I want to really get color in that lid area for me and my eye shape. So now there's some depth going on there. And it's actually still a little damp. And we'll smooth this out. Okay, and then I'll just wisp it. So now people with what's called a vanishing eyelid will go in and do that crease, and when they open, if I can do this, you don't see it as much. I mean, you see it a little bit on me, but if you have a vanishing lid, you don't see it. So when you do the contour, it's always best to keep your eye open and put it in with your eye open. Alright. Now I'm going to change up brushes a little bit. Oh, let's keep going with these warm colors. And I was about to go here. Now this is definitely cooler. It's more of a golden. Okay. And warmer. Cool and warm. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go with this one. So now I've done a couple that have some shimmer. I started with the matte black. Now I've got a more rounded brush. And let's see if you guys can see that. And that's a brush that's great for contouring. Now I know this is heavy. So now I'm going to kind of close and I'm going right over it and then blending. And I get the little poof right there. That's just me. I get a little bit of poof right there. So I definitely want that to be darker. Okay. To kind of vanish that away. Now, let's go with a lighter color. Oh, I'm going to see which one of these two I feel like is warmer. I'm going to go with this one. Okay. So now this is the lighter, more highlighted shade, and we're blending it up in here. So now I'm going to take it and swoop it back. Alright, and we've got the start of a smokier eye. And you can see there's definitely more intensity there. Remember earlier when I said I don't like to use the black on the bottom? Now, if you want to go real dramatic, you can. But I like to go with the second or third color that we use to line underneath. So I'm going to go with Antique Bar. And again, I'm using a very thin, flat brush. And we'll see, I haven't wet this yet. Alright. And I'm going to do it right under the lashes, and I am going to wet it. Now, here's a little trick. You have a hard time doing liner and stuff for your eyes? Take a mirror, and instead of looking into a mirror, set it flat on a surface. And then what you're going to do is look down into the mirror without moving your chin. So see how much eye space you can see here, and now see how much eye space you can see there. And so you're looking down into the mirror without tilting your chin, and you can really get in there. So, yes, I'm going to wet this because it's a smoky eye. And I want the color to be a little more intense. So we're going to do that again. I'm trying to do this. What? Alright. Now, depending on the person's eye shape, you may not want to line all the way around. Okay? I have pretty, big deer and headlight eyes. And so a lot of times when I line all the way around, they're like even bigger. Somebody who has almond shaped eyes and you line them all the way around, they're going to get flatter and longer. Somebody with really round eyes, that's actually a good thing to do on them. And we can discuss that one day too. So I definitely like that, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to meet into here and kind of do a little blending. Alright. And I'm almost wanting to go a little darker. So I'm going to take a little bit of this deeper blue silver, okay, and I'm going to add in here too. Because I want it, and I'm going to try and get it above what I just did to kind of get it darker. Alright. And if you're really good, well, you can get in and line right in there. But sometimes a pencil works better for that. Now, so I like to do like the third color of the depth. Okay, and then I like to come in with a little bit of the lighter color that we used. So I will go ahead and I'm going to grab a little bit of this one. Okay, and I'm going to put it right under just to give a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of highlight. Now another cool thing to do with a smoky eye as well is to take a little bit of white or silver right in there too. You guys see the difference? And we can go in again and we can make it even deeper, but that's kind of your basics for a smoky eye. Now, another thing I like to do at this point, because you've been doing all these colors, wet, shimmery, I like to go ahead and back over with a little bit of foundation or concealer. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to grab a little bit of my foundation and right in here, okay, and don't go up too far, and just blend that in there because we're refreshing up our makeup. Okay, and that'll help it stand out even more too, because when you have a highlight and a shadow next to each other, it makes the shadow pop. Wow. So there's a smokier eye. Like I said, I could wing that a little more. Let's see if we can give a little more depth to that. And it really depends on how deep you want to go, how intense you want to go with it too. So I wet this one and I'm going to go in a little deeper. Ooh, there we go. Now it's really winged. Oh, that's okay. We can talk about what happens when you mess up. So you got to really wing. And if you want to go with that, you can. But before it dries, if we want to go ahead and blend it away, you can. And then you can use a little bit of your foundation. And I probably just took all the wing away, but that's alright. There we go. That's where I want that. Now I have a friend. I'm trying to talk her into letting me teach her how to do a winged eyeliner. Hey, because she has eyes that definitely droop on the edge. You know, and some of these things, okay, are a little harder to do on oneself than to do on other people. Now, another thing people like to do is maybe go in on the inside of the eye a little bit. Yeah. I naturally have, with those deer in headlight eyes, I naturally have that whiteness right in there. Because a lot of times what we do on film is we'll actually take a little white pencil and we'll rim the inside of the eye to open the actor's eye. I need to take it away sometimes because you can see, especially with this one, see, I've got that natural whiteness, which is what makes my eyes